Hello, my name is Miss Colleen Gannon, and I'm here to provide you with my mission and beliefs of what my 21st century school will look like as a future school leader. Today, we will focus on curriculum, instruction, and assessment, as well as how I will prepare my school's faculty and staff as they prepare students for life in the 21st century world after school. It is my goal that all students become lifelong learners and build leadership capacity. In order to reach that goal, I have to ensure that the curriculum being taught is relevant and rigorous. We will implement an interdisciplinary approach to teaching and learning. Students will show their enduring understandings through the use of critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity. Students will be assessed using multiple measures to reveal a deeper picture of the whole child. The use of technology, performance assessments, and the multiple intelligences will aid in doing so. You will see how all of the previous statements are also a part of the mission for my school. The common goal for all of us will be an increase in student learning. We will intertwine a multicultural approach with the Common Core standards, and students will grow as creators, critical thinkers, collaborators, communicators. They will become lifelong learners and future leaders. In this illustration, you will see some qualities of a 21st century learner. A 21st century learner is globally aware, a self-directed learner, an innovator, financially and economically literate, as well as being literate in information and media. Today's careers will require a global mindset and technology skills beyond our imagination. As the future leader, I will work with my faculty and staff to ensure all students are preparing to be college and career ready. In order to successfully and strategically implement 21st century skills into our curriculum, teachers will need professional development opportunities in several areas. Standards-based instruction, unpacking the standards, and planning both vertically and horizontally will ensure teachers are faithful to what is meant to be taught in a curriculum. Backwards design is a newer system that will ensure assessment matches what is being taught. As the leader, I will have to provide time for teachers to collaborate and reflect on practices to improve their craft. In his article titled Authentic Learning for the 21st Century, Lombardi quotes, "Curriculum in the 21st century should focus on the construction of knowledge and encourage students to produce the information that has value or meaning to them in order to develop new skills. Preparing curriculum to be connected with the real world can support student participation, their motivation, and understanding for the academic subjects, as well as preparing them for adult life." In order for our school's curriculum, instruction, and assessment to be successful, our faculty and staff need to become professional learners. As the leader, I will ensure that all have opportunities to grow in their craft. Professional learning communities will allow teachers to learn from one another in a specific topic. We will analyze strategies and data to see how we can improve. Peer walkthroughs will enable everyone to see strategies in action and find one thing they will want to practice in their classroom. Teacher lightning rounds allow for sharing of best practices. As you can see in the blue rectangle below, I shared one reading strategy I use with my students to the other teachers on my team. The 4 C's also relate to how a school prepares its instruction, curriculum, and assessment for our students. We as teachers need to be critical thinkers, collaborators, creative, and communicators. As you can see in this image here, the 4 C's have a direct correlation to Bloom's taxonomy of higher level thinking. We need our students to be able to think more critically to solve world problems. Today's society is more complex than that of before, so we need people who can analyze an issue, justify their ideas, and create solutions to a problem. Even the youngest learners can become critical thinkers in the early grades. In our classrooms, we will ask them to predict what will happen next, provide ideas and alternate solutions to how we can solve a problem, and ask their views on topics. Play is a great opportunity where young learners can use critical thinking skills without them even knowing. In the National Education Association's 2012 Guide to the 4Cs, Preparing 21st Century Students for a Global Society, the authors clearly defined the 4Cs. Students will engage in collaboration to reach a goal. Students will use their creativity to show their learning. Students will be critical thinkers and solve problems. Students will clearly communicate their thoughts, ideas, and solutions. Also in the guide, they provided concrete examples of why these 4Cs should be integrated into our classrooms. One quote from the guide really stuck out at me. In the manufacturing and agrarian economies that existed 50 years ago, it was enough to master the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. In the modern flat world, the 3 R's simply aren't enough. If today's students want to compete in this global society, however, they must also be proficient communicators, creators, critical thinkers, and collaborators. Here are just some ways that the 4Cs can be integrated into our classrooms. Maker spaces allow for creativity. Using materials, students will create new tools and products. Flipgrid and Vimeo allow students to communicate their ideas to the larger audience. Students will collaborate with one another to solve problems, create new products, and think critically. As you can see, the 4Cs can and should be used in conjunction with one another. What will assessment look like in 21st century schools? Multiple measures are necessary to get a deeper picture of the whole child. Paper and pencil tests have their uses, but assessment should be formative and ongoing, and teachers will provide descriptive feedback at all times. Using summative and performance assessments will show what students know and can do while balancing skills and content standards. Assessment should be individualized based on student needs. In their 2017 article titled Education Assessment in the 21st Century, Moving Beyond Traditional Methods, CARE and VISTA discussed new hurdles that are raised in the 21st century. If we are interested in supporting students' acquisition of these skills, we need assessment methods that make them skills set apart explicit. In other words, we need to look for new proxies. The use of technology can also assess 21st century skills. Teachers will also use rubrics and checklists for performance and summative assessments. Exit tickets are a great means of formative assessments that help both teachers and students reflect and inform future teaching and learning. As a future school leader, I believe that I have a strong understanding of what I want my school to look like in terms of curriculum, instruction, and assessment. As the instructional leader, I will have to prepare my faculty and staff to be able to present content and allow students to grow as 21st century learners and future world leaders.